Hey, Greg here for Party File. Got Scott kind of behind the camera there, and then magnificent light blinding me.
Off to the left.
Sorry?
I said I'm off to the left.
Off to the right. Off to the right. Today, we're going to talk about the Muse Mini Game Tracker. I'm going to hold up the instructions because I'll explain later. But, so we got these, and it's really cool because a lot of times you're like, well, how do I track turn timers and like CPs and stuff like that? And lately I've had like a D8 and a couple of D20s in my thing, my little token kit, and that works okay, but you know, like dice can get knocked and it's, you know, they can get lost in all the tokens and shit. Here we go. So Scott assembled his. This is what it looks like. So you got the turn counter up top, slides along to remind you what turn it is, and then these are the two CP trackers for the two people, and you can track up to a bazillion CPs on it. Well, 99.
It will go up.
It will go all the way up. So yeah, you score 1, you turn it up like that, you put it back down. You score 2, and you might have to, I'm not sure, you have to go like 2, right? And 0?
Yeah. Because
the digits are not on both. Oops, 2. Then you got 2. And you can go up to 3, 4, 5, 15, 25, whatever. Apparently there was a game on Sunday that went up to like stupid amounts of CPs, like we're talking like 19 to 21 or something really? Like that. Yeah, I don't know how that happens, but you know, whatever, it happens. And then it sits in here, right? It does.
Eventually, yeah. Eventually.
I need practice with using this. This is my first time handling it. So whatever, it sits in there. I'll work that out. Mine's going to be better than Scott's. So there we go.
I had a nice struggle doing it, so we figured we'd film this.
Yes. So we're going to go over the assembly. It does come with instructions that are hopefully clear, but we're going to go through it. So we're going to go down, I'll show you the piece that you get, and I'll talk, then we'll kind of like, I'll fumble through the assembly for you. Okay, so this is what you get.
Hold on.
Light it properly?
Yeah, I just want to see what. So then, and then I'll turn it so you can see what you see, and then
sure.
And then I can edit that out. So, and whatever you're ready.
Okay, so this is what we get. It's when you get it, it's going to be covered by a piece of sticky paper to keep all the pieces on it because it's laser cut and some of them fall through. I was like super excited to put it together, so I stripped off the sticky paper, and then I remembered that Scott wanted me to record a video, this video, so I didn't do that, and then I dropped it. And a lot of the pieces came out. But I think I found all of them, so we're good. So I think normally, because I'm like crazy, I would just like take everything out and just try to assemble it, but I think I'm going to try to go piece by piece. So first I'm going to start with the carriage assembly. So we need this piece over here. That's just a broken frame bit. Take that out, pop these little pieces out. You might be able to use this. Oh, it's also very important that you have like a little white PVC or wood glue for you. You don't need a ton of it, obviously. Is this upside down? Or no, that's just the way to display. Just to dab it on, just to make sure that the bonds are going to be good. And then I'm going to take out this piece here, the top of the carriage assembly. That's this one here. I'm going to pop out these little peg holes here, like so. And then I'm going to get the brackets, which are these bits on the top. Come here. Pop it out. Beautifully laser cut. And then I'm going to take the two other framing bits, like so. And then it instructs me to do this assembly. Now, of course, I'm going to ask Scott with some of these things to make sure I'm doing it correctly.
I did mine so long ago
that you can't even remember.
I have tips for you, buddy.
Okay, so it's always a good idea to do dry fitting.
That's what I did, yes.
Yes, just to make sure you don't screw up shit.
I'm going to thoroughly enjoy you struggling through this.
I'm sure everybody will. So there's peg holes on these bits too that I'm going to pop out. This actually works pretty good using the broken bit of framing to do that. So, come on, in you go, in you go. Where's my other little bracket? That looks right. This doesn't look right. So, just so you know, there is a right way and a wrong way to do the brackets. You want them to, I don't know if I can show this or not, you want them to be flush on the ends, because if you do it the other way, with the white bit up, it's not going to be, I don't know if you can see that, it's not going to be flush to the end, so you won't get that nice flushness.
Which is why it's good to dry fit.
Yes, because you know miss it up. So I'm just going to, is that right? I have bad vision, by the way. So you actually want these little slots. There's little slots on the, hold on here. I'm trying to get the turn. Here we go. So there's little slots. You want that facing down at some point. So I don't think it really matters. I'm just going to turn it around. to do that. You want the flush portion at the top, basically. This may take longer and be more boring than
That's what makes it funny!
than you think, because I'm an idiot. I'm born idioted.
Maybe I can learn how to edit and I can speed through it and be like,
okay, so that's how that first bit should go. The first framing of the carriage assembly. Now I'm just gonna, now that I've done the dry fit and I know I've actually got it fitted properly, I'm gonna put a dab of white glue in the spots where the wood is meeting. Not necessarily in the peg holes, but at least where the wood is meeting, to make sure that once I'm done, it's gonna not just fall to pieces. Which would be dumb, right? We wouldn't want that. You could even use the little bit of peg or wood to spread the glue around. And then, oop, that just fell off. When you're happy. You don't need a ton of glue, that's for sure. Just a small film will be enough to get it to stay in place. So there we go, there's the one side. And we'll do the other.
If you were lucky enough to pick these up at War Machine Weekend,
Yes.
they assembled them for you.
Did they really?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my god, that would be so worth it. Oh, this can be fun too, doing a little bit of this. And honestly, I mean, maybe it'll take 20 minutes or something. I'm hoping. That's not too bad to do for such a beautiful piece of equipment. Okay, so there's that bit, all assembled. I can wipe off any excess glue. Alright, so now we're going to, looks like, I'm going to make sure that the flat piece is there. And I'm going to start to mount this bottom portion so that that fits in really nicely. Let's see, it goes like that. You can see that. Take it apart. Now I'm going to put a little bit of glue in there just to make sure that it's going to stay in there and all that business. Just so that it doesn't... If you had a putty knife or something like that, you could just spread a little bit on, but I'm going to use my finger because I'm a total schlub. Total scrubby schlub.
There's Kleenex beside you.
No way, man. I like being dirty. I'm a dirty dude. Do I want a little bit of glue there? Yeah, I think I do. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue to these arms just so that we got good adhesion all the way around. So you've been using this, right, Scott?
I have been, yes.
And is it good? Are you pleased with its performance?
I'm very happy with it.
So there you go. That's that part. Now I'm going to do the front of the carriage. Just going to squeeze it a little bit, make sure that we got good contact. All right. So for the front of the carriage, we need these parts here on the frame. This is the front of the carriage. And I guess if you kind of look the way it's laid out, it is laid out in a way that kind of tells you, because you got the bottom of the box, the sides, the front, the two frames. They're all related, already like situationally related to where they're supposed to be when they're assembled. So that's a little helpful. All right, so we got this here. I'm going to do my dry fit because once again, I'm an idiot and I'm going to mess things up probably. So it looks like it fits in, I don't know if that's difficult to see or not, fits in like that. So you got the little like T-ish piece that goes up front and then the two pieces on the side. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there so that I can get them kind of holding together. Once again, that's quite a bit, so I'm going to wipe off any excess with my finger and then I'm going to eat it.
If you'd like us to assemble them for you, Greg is a pro.
Shut up!
Just send it. Self-addressed.
Self-addressed. Postage paid envelope. So there we go, we got that. And this has got the peg hole on that side. So we're going to pop her in like that. These ones are, there's no slot that fits this the side pieces onto that front piece. So you're just going to have to manually line it up visually. But it does sit very easily in there, just to make sure it's flush. Once again, we're going to have to probably wait for the glue to dry before it's firmly ensconced in there, but that shouldn't take too long. I'm going to wipe off the excess glue, and that is the bottom of the carriage assembly, all ready to go. So now we're going to add the top And the sides, so this is the top portion here, and there's these two little bits that pop out here. Just like that. And then there are two side rails that are these angled portions. You can see that. So this is going to go on top basically, like that, but you want it to have a slight tilt to it so that it's more visible. So I'm going to take these side bits and try to figure out how they're attached. Got any hints at this portion there, Scott? Because do you remember how this goes on?
I think you did it right.
Okay. Good. Just bump those off a little bit.
Those are bottom pieces.
These are bottom pieces?
Yeah.
They go on the bottom? Oh, they do. They go like this. Oh, so that's what gives you the tilt. So smart. Okay, so these are going to, I don't know if you can see, and turn it upside down like this. So these are going to go, these little triangular pieces. At first I thought they went on the sides, but that's not the case. They go on the bottom so that you're going to have your tilt to the device so it's easily readable.
You are SMR.
I'm fart?
SMR.
I don't know how to spell. So I'm going to put a little glue, I'm going to wipe off the excess, I'm going to put that in my nose. That's where you put excess things, in your nose. Like so. So then when you put it down, wipe off the excess on the inside, so when you put it down, it'll have a nice tilt to it so that it's more easily read, as it were. So, now I'm going to put the top on. I think I can manage this. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue, without too much of a dry fit, on this. Oops, I don't think I need any on that side, but whatever. Who cares? I'll wipe off all the excess. It's probably a good idea to have a damp rag, or a damp Kleenex or something like that, just to wipe off any of the excess glue once you get in. So which portion did you think was the most difficult, Scott? The dials or the carriage assembly?
The dials.
The dials.
I had to rip apart my dials.
Derp. Well, I'm SMRT, so I'm not gonna have that issue, right?
Mistakes were made.
If it's possible to misunderstand something and make a mistake, we will do it.
I did do it.
You did do it, yes. Stay there, my friend. Am I close enough on this camera? I do want everybody to be able to see how messed up I can make this. So I'm going to try to get the one side down. There we go. Sweet Jesus, that's sexy. All right. Let me get the front, this side. Come on, go in, baby. All right, she's in there. Although I don't think I pushed out those. Okay, so here's my first mistake. Well, my first major mistake. Before you put the top on, there are two slide portions that you want to remove. These long pieces. This is where the little slider that you're going to do to put the turn counter in. So I'm going to pop those out because you don't want those blocking your way. So they're out. So now I'm going to re-put this on. I guess I would advise that you watch this video and don't assemble it along with me, because I will make mistakes and you'll just end up making the same mistakes that I made. So the top is on, as you can see. I'm just wiping off any excess glue because I want my game tracker to be beautiful. Well, as beautiful as it was made, as we would say. So with no blobs of disgusting semen-looking glue popping out all over the place. So there we go. We got the body of the carriage assembly. So the only thing we have to do to complete the carriage assembly is to do the little slide piece. So that this piece that came out of here, it's got two little rails. We're going to need those for the slider. So I'm going to pop those out. We'll try to pop those out. There we go. Came out nice and easy. No breakage. That's good. Came out nice and easy as well. And then we need this little bit right here. This is the top of the turn slider, as it were. Okay, so that's gonna have to go up here. We just have to put the sides of it on, like that. I don't know if you can see, they just easily fit on the side. Just make sure that you put the image textured side on the outside so that it doesn't look all weird like bare wood doing it that way. I mean, you can do it that way if you desire, but I'm gonna do it this way so you can see the picture on the side. It looks all super cool, because I like super cool. So once again, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there. This time I'm going to use the wood. Try to keep my fingers from being completely covered in glue. Like so. Wipe off some excess. Yes, I'm very, very tactile. I like to get my fingers dirty. As anybody who's seen pictures of me holding up a painted model, my thumb is always covered in paint because I tend to use it as a little mini palette and excess paint wiper. And there, I got a huge blob on there. You definitely don't want that. So I'm gonna get off all that excess. Just randomly wipe it all over Scott's basement, because he doesn't mind. He's got children. He knows what mess is like. There we go. I got the other side on. I'm just going to make sure that there's no excess glue to make it all ugly-like. So there's our little slidey thing. It just looks like a little table, basically. So when that goes on, each of the things go in the rails. Thinking like this, actually. Just got a peg on the bottom and the top that go in. I'm just going to hold off. Well, I guess I can sit it in there. That's all right. I was a little concerned that if I put it, I might bump it and mess up the bonds, but it sits in there nicely. I don't think I can worry about doing it. So we've got the carriage assembly all done. Now we're going to move on to the dial assembly. And the carriage assembly was actually quite easy. Just make sure you pop out all the pieces, like the rail things, and it's essentially a box, a little bit of a geometric box, but it's there. It's pretty simple. So moving on to the dial assembly, I'll just put that aside. We've got all these cool bits. 4 of these, what are these, hexagons? Is that what you call these things, Scott?
I don't know.
Come on, you know your quadrilaterals and shit. So we got those, and then we got a whole bunch of numbers. So I'm just gonna like pop out all these numbers. And I think I can probably assemble mine better than Scott's.
I hope so, because I was going to steal yours if you didn't.
Hey, shut up. I'm going to try to do it so that I can turn the dial without having to swap out like Scott has done. Just so you can go up to some decent numbers or whatever. So I'm going to pop out all my numbers. Doot, 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 doot. They're all out. So this is naked. I'm going to get rid of that.
Is there instructions for that?
There is instructions for that, absolutely, but there's no indication of what numbers should go where.
There's a separate thing. You can go to the website and find the ad information.
Oh, really? If you go to the website, it actually tells you how to like which number to put where and stuff? Oh, there you go. So there you go. So that would probably be smart to do, but we're not smart. So I'm just going to arrange the numbers and try to figure it out for myself, because I know that looking at Scott's, there's basically 4 dials involved, 2 on each face. So these are the numbers I'm going to work with, and it's I'm going to say hexagon, but somebody's going to probably... Is it pentagon or hexagon?
I don't know. I'm not math, man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hex is 5, I think, so this is a pentagon. Yes, I did not graduate grade 6 mathematics or whatever the hell it's in. So
did.
I'm going to... That was too long ago. I'm going to plan the first dial and see how that goes. I guess I'm going to try to plan both of them at the same time. Both sets of dials, so that I can get the numbers where I want them to be. And like I said, if you were smart, you would just go to the site, right?
Muse on Minis.
Muse on Minis, and figure that out. So I'm going to need 0, 0 on both dials, right, for when you start. And then I'm going to need a 1.
If you were paying attention to when you punched it out, they had them...
Were they actually organized in that? Oh, shit! These guys at Muse know what they're doing. We do not. And I can guarantee you that probably 99% of the people that assembled it didn't really take that into account either. So, as Scott said, if you were like paying attention, they were probably organized on the... actually, would they be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, because there's 5 up and 6 across. I don't know if that matches up. It may. Okay, Scott says it does. So, and he's SMRT. So I'm going to just do this way because I'm a derp. 2, 3, and because I'm a derp stick. What comes after 4, Scott?
Depends on which dial you're on.
3, 4, 5. So I got my 6 on the one side anyways. So I can do all the way up to 5, no problem. So now I'm going to do the other side of the ones. And then of course I'm going to have to test this, right? Am I right? So then I go 6. This makes sense to me in my mind, but when you actually get to doing it, maybe it's fucked up or something. 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so if I do it this way, and this is upside down, I'm sorry, maybe I should turn it the other way. Should I turn it the other way for them? Okay, I'm going to turn it the other way for him because this seems to be an important step to make sure that you get this right. So that you're getting your dials all done proper and shit. So each dial is going to be the same. I'm going to put this over here so you don't have to be worried about that. So what I'm going to do is the first dial is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Actually, it goes like this. Okay, sorry, I have to try to do this upside down, which is hard for my tiny, tiny brain. Okay, so the first dial, the first part of the dial is going to be 0, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know that makes weird, but this is where you're going to start. You're going to have a 0 face up, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when you get to the 6, you have to swap the dials over. Okay, and then the 0 goes over here. And then when you go to the teens, you can go 1. Yes, and then you'd have to swap the dials again. So every 5 CPs, you'd have to swap the dials. Right? Does that make sense? Sure. Anyways, that's what I'm going to do.
Do you want to look at mine before you go?
No, yours is all fucked up. So you do have to pop out the little peg holes in the dial-y things. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do these one at a time. Come on out. Alright. And you need 3 of them. Do you need 3 of them? No, they're all separate, right? So you need 4 per. Yes, that makes sense. I'm smart. SMRT. Actually, I'm an artist, and I'm not SMART. Numbers are not my forte. Gotta pop out all these little pegs. Do. When you assembled your dial, did you put any glue on the bottom faces of the numbers, or just on the pegs?
Just on the pegs.
Just on the pegs. Okay. So Scott is assuring me that we don't need any glue on the bottom side of the numbers. We just need glue where the pegs go in. So what I'm going to do to try to simplify this for myself is I'm going to do the first part of the dial here, and I'm going to put glue on the inside wood facing of it. And I'm not going to dry fit this because I'm hoping that I'm smart enough that I've got this sort of semi-correct. You probably don't want to... There are magnets in these things to keep them together. Alright, so now I just got to get the right side. So I'm going to take the first one. Goes in like that. Bam! I know. You can see that. It's hard to turn this. So it goes in like that. I'm going to, once again, I'm going to wipe off a little bit of any excess grouper on the inside just to make sure I'm not making a mess. Then I'm going to take the 1. I'm going to pop that in below the 0. Well, they're not even... I guess they are a bit flush. That makes sense. And then I'm going to do the 6. Then the 7. I thought you said this was hard. You're looking super easy, bro.
Yeah, man. You have my expertise to help you.
Yes, this is true. Scott made all the mistakes, and I am just standing on the shoulders of giants, as they say. Okay, so I put them all in like that. I've got most of the dial assembled. I'm going to wipe off the excess like I do because I'm a messy boy. I'm a messy boy. Wipe it all off, make it nice and clean-ish. Clean-ish. Okay, I'm going to put that down and do the same thing for the opposite side of the dial. I'm going to put some glue on it. There we go. I'm going to drop the glue because I'm a nerpa, making a mess everywhere I go. Got a nice thin film of glue, and now I'm going to try to make it fit on the other side. We'll see how difficult that is once we get to it, right? That's going to be easy, right, Scott?
Always.
Always and never. I can't think of another way to do this, but this seems to be... This is probably going to be the most difficult part, making sure all the little pegs fit into those little holes.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did it make you want to kill yourself?
No,
I have to take my glasses off for this because...
Only when I had to rip it apart to fix it.
Oh, you're like, I did it! I got it together! Oh no! It's all wrong!
Mistakes were made.
Okay, I'm trying to fit all the pegs and the little holes. I'm getting there. I think I've got about 4 out of 6 done so far. Helps if you can see because there's an excess amount of glue. Oh, okay. So, I've got the other side on, and I just did that by popping it on there with some glue. Now, I've got a fair bit of excess glue because I like my glue. I'm going to now try to remove the excess glue with a damp thumb, because Scott did not provide me with the proper equipment.
It's behind you.
The damp cloth?
Kleenex.
Hey, look. I've got a human hair in mine. Okay, I got that out. We don't want that in there.
Was it your hair or hair?
It was a little short for mine, so.
Was it Asian?
Well, I didn't get it DNA tested, so I don't know. With any luck, it's John Fares' hair. He brings good luck, I hear. Even though he's a meta trader. Okay. So I still think I'd be happier if... Oh, here's a Kleenex here. I'm going to wet this. And yes, I did wet it with my own saliva. Just clean up this. Obviously, when I do the other dials, I think I'm going to use a lot less glue. Because this cleanup is taking longer than I desired. And I got Kleenex in my mouth. Here at Party Foul, we are professional. Don't try this at home. Actually, we are asking you to try this at home. Alright, so I've cleaned that up. There's my first dial. And that is going to sit in like so. I have to do the other one. And something cool about this is that they've got little magnets on the sides of the wheels. So when I get the other one done, it will magnetize to that. So that they'll sit together more easily. Alright, so we're doing dial number 2. I am going to apply the glue. Try to apply a minimal amount because, like I said, the cleanup was a little excessive. Scraping off the excess. Alright, so I'm assembling dial number 2. Putting in the 0. The 1. The 2. It's also probably very important that when you put this together, you get the orientation of the numbers correct, so you don't have any numbers upside down, because that would be a little embarrassing. Embarrassing, is that the right word? Or just, it would make you look stupid. And then you'd have to take it apart like Scott did. Okay, I got it together. Now I'm going to do the other side. Once again, I'm going to squirt probably way too much glue in there. Get out, stupid Kleenex. Try to scrape off any excess, any super amount of excess, just so that I don't make a huge spooge bomb out of my dial when it's done. Just trying to pop out the little blobs that are in there, or little films. That's not actually a blob, I didn't go that crazy. It's a film. Alright, now we get the fun part of getting all the pegs into the dial. This is the fun part, right, Scott?
No fun part.
Part we all live. So I'm going to use one of these sticks. That worked pretty good just to try to guide the pegs into the slots. And look at that. Bam! Done. I still got a bit of a splooge bomb on the one side. Apology for my terminology, but...
Making it up as you go along.
Yes. Spooge. Alright. So I'm just wiping off the excess once again. Make sure I don't have any... I mean, this will dry clear, right, Scott?
Yes.
Okay. So that's good. But I still don't want it to be all messy and goopy and stuff like that. So there we go. Second dial, done. So I can put that beside the first dial, like so. And so we start the game, and I'm at 0 CPs. And then turn 1, I score 1. Well, that's not turn 2, I score 1. Then I score another 1. Then I score another 1. Then another 1. And then another 1. And then oops, that's no good. So we have to switch this one over, and we go to number 6. Bam, and then it's 7, 8, 9, and to do 10, we swap this back over again. So this is actually fairly easy. I mean, the swapping, some people might be like, oh, it's super annoying, but you know it's like every 5 CPs you have to swap over. And most games don't go that high anyways. So there you go, there's the one side done. I'm going to do the other side. Are we going to make them go through the other side too?
Sure.
Okay, you guys get to sit through everything. Alright, so I'm popping out the peg holes. Make sure all these little filler bits are gone so that my lovely, lovely numbers can sit in there. I'm a little stuffy today. Scott is assembling models as we speak. He's always a productive young man.
What kind of models? Oh, nice!
Kingdom of Derp.
PP should take some lessons here.
You mean from the sculpts?
Oh, I just assembled a dude that the 2 arms had to line up perfectly, and they're separate pieces, but it was perfect!
Well, show people.
Oh, I can't see.
You're kind of on there. Kingdom of Death.
This hand here was like separate from all the other ones. It was like assembling this.
The hand was separate?
Yeah. Like,
oh wow, that would usually be a nightmare.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I just put it together. I was like, oh my god, this is way better than this.
Okay, so I'm filming out my glue, and I'm noticing that I got some films over the peg holes, and I don't really want them popping through and making big splooge bombs. So I'm trying to push that out, but this thing is like covered in glue, and it's now bigger than it should be. There we go. Sure, that's good enough. All right, so we're doing this dial first, the 0, and then the 1, then the 6. Yes, I know that sounds weird, but this is the first dial. And the 7, then the 8. So you took your dials apart and you still fucked it up?
Listen.
All right, so we got that one side. I'm going to wipe off the excess glue. Good enough. I'm going to take the other side of the dial. Going to get my glue going. Glue! Okay, that's enough glue, Greg. Don't get crazy. I have a tendency to get crazy with glue. Because the more glue, better, right? Oh, no, we're not doing that part. We're going to fit the little pegs in the slotty slots. This is the part I'm really good at. So I'm just going to nudge them into position. Nudge them into position, Scotty. Row? So Scott was already drinking today. He's well on his way to being an alcoholic. Functional alcoholic, though. It's important to note. Okay, this one's proving to be a bit of a bitch, but we know it's possible. I have done other ones. It's probably the angle I have it at. Human error, right? That's always the problem. Am I right, Scott?
Greg error.
Greg error. It's probably easier if I had like a little knife or something to guide them in, but I got them anyways, so there you go. Gonna wipe off the excess just to make it as beautiful as it was designed to be. Blah. Just clean it up a little bit. Got a little bit of splinter there. Got rid of that. Good stuff. Alright, this is very exciting for everybody watching at home. You get to see my hands in the upper corner. I should try to keep it in frame. Okay, that's the first one for the other dial. I'll put that in there. Bam! Alright, last dial. So excited. Nearing completion, Scott. I'm gonna pop out the little bits where the pegs go, just to make sure I can fit them in there. This might actually be able to doable without doing this part first and just use the numbers to do it, but you know, I just figure it's probably safer to do it this way. I don't know, maybe one will like, I'll push it through with so much force it'll shoot up and get me in the eye or something. So just like cutting, I'm pushing them away from me so I don't get it in the eye. That's probably a little excessive in terms of safety concerns. Alright, once again, we're going to put our little wood glue on here. And Party Foul uses LePage wood glue. Can't see that, but there you go. Proud sponsor of Party Foul.
Not.
No. I don't think they'd want to be associated with us. Get out of there. Alright. Alright, so I got my film and glue there. I'm going to start laying in the numbers. Laying in the numbers. Got a 0. Going to push a little more glue towards the edge because that's where it's got to be. Then we got 1. Scott just dropped a model he was assembling.
Tiny little foot flew off.
When you're old, you drop things. Just like I dropped this into a pile of leaves. Then I had to find all the pieces. Wipe off the excess like we do. Then we do the top portion. I'm almost done, Scott. He broke his model.
No, but I also glued the bottom of this foot, so now I'm trying to re-glue it in the ankle spot.
Don't be a Scott. Don't drop your models. Alright, I take off my glasses, got to guide the pegs into the holes, into the slotty slots. I said slot, by the way. Not that other word. That other offensive word.
Greg never uses offensive words.
Nope. Nope. I'm a gentleman and a scholar, right? Almost there. One more. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Don't be a left shark. Come on, get in there. Oh, I pushed it too far now. I know it's difficult to see, but this is really exciting, guys. Ah, I got it. There we go. It's together. I'm going to wipe off the excess with my own saliva. I recommend that you don't do that, because then there'll be DNA evidence on your game turner timer thingy-majiggy. Just going to clean off the excess. That looks pretty good. All right, so I do believe we have completed our assembly. So we'll go through that once more. Like I said, they have little magnets on the side, so they'll stick together. Semi. I don't think it's... Did I get the polarities wrong? Yeah, see, I fucked something up. Okay, so something you should probably do, because I got these polarities wrong. They're not strong enough, they're going to push each other away, but obviously it'd be a lot easier if you got your polarities correct.
So why don't you rip it apart, Greg?
Fuck that shit.
Well, fix it, Greg.
It works just fine. It's not like they're going to shoot out of there or anything.
SMRT,
okay,
Greg.
So, shut up. Things that I would watch out for when assembling this.
That just made it so much better.
That's right. I did fuck up something. I don't think the magnets are super important. Yours are polarity correct, right? So let's see that. See how strong the magnets are. Because they don't seem to be super strong. But see, with Scott's, I can hold it up and it's not going to fall apart or anything like that. So this is the benefit of getting your polarities correct. So I would definitely, that's probably the major fuck up. I didn't say it's the only fuck up I made. At least I got my numbers right. Anyways.
My numbers are the same as yours.
No, they're not. Shut up. So anyways, so if they're, it's obviously, it does look a little easier to do if you got your polarities correct. So as much as I'm tempted to take apart, the answer is no.
Do it on, just might as well.
Really? I'm gonna have to get, I mean, let me see.
What if you just switch these and maybe that's it?
Maybe let's see. That's a good point. So I can swap these up like this. Hello. Hey. Ah, Scott's a genius. I think. Let's see. I have to do this way though. That works too. Okay, so if you get your polarities mixed up, is that a 9? There. Okay. If you get your polarities mixed up, try moving your pieces around, because there, now it works. And now I can take it out and I can turn it to number 1, number 2, or whatever, and then put it back in. Let's see if I lucked out and got these ones right, because I'm not smart. SMRT. This is the 9 one, so we want to go like this. Okay, so I fucked this one up. Want to know why I fucked it up? There's no magnets! So, for all you smarty pants.
So you actually totally messed it up!
Shut up! Alright, so I guess I'll try to fix this, because why not? Let's see if I can get it apart now. So anyways, so out of the 4 pentagonal, hexagonal, whatever, these geometrically shaped ends, there's 4 that have magnets and 4 that do not. Yeah. Tell your mother. There's 4 that have magnets and 4 that do not. So obviously you want the 4 with magnets to be on the inside of your numbers so that you can have them magnetized. So I'm going to try to fix mine. I'm not going to actually record that portion.
Really? I'm going to let it record.
Oh, fuck you.
It's just going to keep going.
So to do that, I have to take the ends off these and the inside portions off these. So let's see if that's even humanly possible. I was going to say probably not after I've assembled them. Oh,
this was worth it.
Shut up. I think I'm boned because it looks like the glue's dried. Alright, so I got 1 that are perfect. So that's going to be mine when I play. My opponent gets the fucked ones. It's not a huge deal. It just makes it a tad easier to... I think I should actually... With the magnets, it might be a little difficult to fit. I don't know. I think I have a better fit on this than if I just do this. Let's see. So they fitted nicely. Let's see if this side does that too.
The laser cutting was so precise that it has a hard time fitting and it doesn't.
I guess having the magnets also tells you where to line them up. But actually, if you swap them around, then you're going to lose the magnetation, aren't you?
Yeah.
So fuck, it doesn't matter. I'm running with that. And my stuffed up nosiness.
Mistakes were made.
Yes, the laser cutting is a bit tight on fitting them in little dially things. Yours fitting okay. I mean, you just kind of dump them on there like a dipshit, but
I think it needs some trimming.
it's a little bit of shaving maybe. I think you could probably just sand it a little bit. Yeah. Do you have a file?
File it.
You should see Scott's table. Oh my god, what a fucking nightmare. Not this table here, but the other one. See, it does fit, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take a file. Little file. Where is my file? And I'm just going to try to file this down a little bit just to make a little bit more room. I mean, obviously you don't want to file it too much so that it's going to be too loose. But I think if you just take off a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit. Oh, this feels so good.
That's what you're used to. Short little movements.
It's true.
Short strokes for Greg.
Short strokes for short folks. Do the other side as well. Man, I'm stuffed up. It must be winter.
And I got 5 survivors done.
Survivors. So I think I might need to do a little bit more there. Maybe my assembly is not tight enough? I don't know. Could there be... Oh, maybe it's not... Maybe it's not the laser cutting. Maybe my assembly was a little poor. User error once again, maybe. Yes, I think so, because they fit in pretty nice there. So if they don't fit in very good, make sure that you squeeze them as tight as possible. Because when
Get a vise!
Sorry?
Get a vise.
You could get a vise, yes. Or you could just squeeze them tight. I don't think I squeezed them tight, and I can see there was gaps around the one. And that was creating enough space that it was difficult to fit them in. So I'm not going to worry overly about my magnets. Mainly because, I mean, it's great if you can do it properly. Because proper's good, right? But I guess I figure that at some point you're probably going to have to swap them over anyways. And if you do that, they're not... Well, these ones will be because they have magnets on both sides. If they didn't, you wouldn't have to worry about it. So these ones, like I said, depending on who is on, what side of the table this is on, somebody gets some non-magnetized shit. So there you go. Like I said, a lot of the stuff that was fucked up here was user error. Hopefully I prevent you from making mistakes by making mistakes myself. Like I said, the only mistake that I made, well, a couple mistakes. Yeah, bring it up so you can see my ugly mode. So hopefully you don't make the same mistakes that I did, and hopefully you don't make any mistakes that I didn't make, because I'm pretty sure that I probably made as many mistakes as humanly possible. So the main things was to make sure you pop out all the things. The directions are pretty good. Since there's no actual text on it or anything like that, there's nothing that tells you clearly to put the magnets on a certain side or anything like that. You've got 4 sides with magnets and 4 sides without, so it's up to you how you want to do that. Obviously better if you put it on the 2 sets of dials, like, so one is going to flush up and be magnetized, and one is also going to be flushed up and magnetized. The other thing that I kind of messed up, whoa! I just bumped the camera too. The other thing that I kind of messed up was making sure, just for the fit, I know I did the filing and stuff like that, but that's really unnecessary. You just have to make sure that when your dials are assembled, you just give it a good squeeze so that they're flush. And if they're flush, they'll fit in very nicely, very beautifully. So, what?
No, you have to show them if you're...
Okay, yeah. Like I said, if you push those together really nicely, preferably before the glue dries, then they will fit in. They will fit in properly. You'll have a beautiful game tracker. This might need to be a little. Once again, it could be human error. I'm gonna try it. Can you see this? I'm sliding my turn counter along. I mean, you don't. It's actually probably preferable if it's a bit snug, because you don't want it to be so slidey that it's just gonna get breathed on and move.
No, because it sits.
Oh yeah. And I think actually when I was it's nice and smooth. I think there might have just been a little bit of shavings in there or something, or glue potentially. Yeah. So that moves nicely. These all fit in nicely. These ones are nicely magnetized. The other ones, not so much, but like I said, that's my error. So I'm going to live with that. And they, like I said, they turn, so you got your 1 through 5 on here, and your 0, sorry, that's the 1 through 5 on this side, because I'm looking at it upside down. 0 through 9 on the other side. This is actually got to be like that if I want to do it.
You have 2 6s.
I don't. That's a 9.
Oh, okay. Looked like a 6.
Shut up. He's trying to make me look stupider. Stupider. Oops. That
It wasn't magnetized.
No, it would have popped out even if it wasn't magnetized. So that is the Muse on Mini game tracker. I can hardly wait to use it tonight, where it's Wednesday night we're going to be playing. And a lot of people were sort of saying that they thought it was quite big, and it's not. You can see it's like, what is that, like 6.5, 7 inches long?
It's about the size of a little clock.
Yeah, it's about the size of a little clock. It fits nicely on the table. It really doesn't take up much space. So, lift it up there. And so, they didn't break. They just came apart because they weren't magnetized, or even the ones that were magnetized came apart. So yeah, it's quite well made.
I generally put one on one side and the clock on the other.
It's quite well made. The instructions are fairly clear. Hopefully this video will stop you from making stupid mistakes like I do, which is just what people do, right? Or just stupid people like me. I don't know. But in the end, I have a beautiful game tracker thing, and now I just have to find it a beautiful home in my kit, because I don't like to carry too much stuff. But this will fit.
So again, did not make the mistake. See?
Shut up,
See?
shut up.
Did it right?
Yeah, but when you swap them around, it won't work.
You can justify it however you want. You
Shut
said
up.
you were going to do it right, now I did it wrong.
Don't pick on me when I'm sick. All right. So I think when I transport it, I'll take off these portions, and this will just go in my bag, like in a pocket or something, and then I'll put all these cool little bits in my token set, and I can just take them out prior to a game and set them up. Or if it's a tournament, then you have it set up and you just put it in my dice tray, like with the rest of my crap or whatever. So that's the Muse on Mini game tracker. It's very cool. What was the price on it?
$20.
$20, which is very reasonable considering what you get. I mean, and some people have got those WTC little tracker things that you can put like markers on and stuff like that. And those are actually quite good as well. But I don't know.
You know what I don't have on me anymore? Dry erase.
Dry erase, yes. I still do because I use cards. But this Christmas, I'm going to get myself a cheap tablet. Like somebody's going to buy, well, whatever, a tablet that I can use. And that's what I was going to ask you about. Just for like exclusively for War Room sort of thing. And then I won't have to worry about having dry erase markers anymore either. So, but I like this. I kind of prefer this to the little marker one. I kind of think the marker one it's almost a little too small to keep track of, and it's also dry erase marker. It can get smudged or
we don't know
whatever.
any players that accidentally wipe things off.
Shut up. So there you go. Check out Muse.com because they got some great products there. Thanks, guys, if you managed to get through the end.
47 minutes.
Nice. Didn't take long at all.